So how long can you watch something without checking your phone? For me, maybe 5-10 minutes if the show is very interesting. But when a slow scene starts, my hand just moves. Not in a weird way, but to my phone. And it's almost like I didn't decide to do it. It just kind of like was the natural thing. The platforms that you were watching these things on, they noticed that before you did. How would they notice that? So they already track when you click pause, when you rewind, and when you abandon a show halfway through. But that's just analytics. They know which minute most people stop watching, and they know when scenes get skipped. That data, it already exists right now when you are watching stuff. So you're telling me they could tell when I looked away? Yes, then the hardware improved. Smart TVs added cameras for video calls. VR headsets added eye tracking. Watches tracked your heart rate changes in real time. At first, none of this was about movies, but the data, it was there. Okay, but how does that change the actual film that I'm watching? Or the series? It wasn't even just when you looked away. It was when your gaze left the screen. When your heart rate, it dropped or it rose. And then when you picked up your phone. And it wasn't some sort of mind-reading stuff. It was just from the sensors and inferred data. Wait, so you're saying that instead of like testing with posters like they did before, they test tension? See, this is an interesting question. And the engineering part of me is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is actually possible in real time-ish. But what actually and how it worked is films stopped being single fixed edits. Studios began producing multiple versions of key scenes. Slightly shorter conversations here and there, alternative dialogue pacing, different emotional intensity. Streaming platforms, as you know, already A/B test thumbnails. Later, and you'll soon figure this out, they A/B tested narrative beats. So in the future, I'm not going to be watching a fixed story anymore. I'm watching a version that fits my reactions? Exactly. If your attention dips during a long exchange, the system switches to a tighter cut. If your stress markers spike too high, the conflict, it resolves slightly earlier. If you're responding strongly to one character in particular, the arc, it extends. Not wildly different, but enough to keep you engaged. So you're saying they first noticed when we checked our phones, then they simplified shows, then they measured our reactions, then they built stories that adjust in real time, and then eventually, I guess the story stopped challenging me. It just kind of was designed to keep me there, and if it holds my attention, it feels comfortable, and therefore I relax. Yes. And the thing is, most people preferred it. There was less boredom, no dragging scenes, no unresolved tension that lasts just a little bit too long. Everything tuned to my threshold, your threshold, and kind of the rest of the population. So it feels like my attention span is completely whacked, and I already struggle to sit through the quiet scenes. So now I don't really know how I feel about a world where movies, or even series, because I don't even know if I can watch a full movie these days, like speed up every time I start to drift. So stories, they used to move at their own pace. You had to sit through the slow parts. Later, pacing adjusted to your restlessness. And when narrative stopped asking you to stretch your attention shrinks into what they feed it. And I think you can resonate with this feeling all too well. When did you start switching to holding that 2x speed button on your Instagram Reels or TikTok? I'm talking to you. So I know this sounds kind of crazy, but I don't know. I don't know if this is a reality that we want or we don't want. Maybe for those films that you're watching just to like pass time. But like for the ones that change your outlook on life, do you really want this? Like, do we want movies to just go into the like notion of wasting our time? I don't know. I'll see you tomorrow.